Now then, the deep state controversy. FBI informant Douglas Campbell made written allegations to Congress that Russia paid $3 million to influence Hillary Clinton on the Uranium One deal. Campbell's lawyer, Victoria Toensing, joins us now. Would you please just give us the big picture, because so many people are confused by all the names, the occasions, who met who with what. Take me through the whole process as alleged by your client.
Yes. Well, then we have to start in 2005,
Whoa.
Stuart.
Okay.
Yes, because that is when Bill Clinton went to Kazakhstan with the gazillionaire buddy, Frank Giuffre, and they lavished all kinds of praise on this undeserving dictator of Kazakhstan. And guess what? When they left, they had rights to the uranium mining in Kazakhstan. Just imagine that. So it was at that time that, as my client learned later, because he got into it a couple of years later, that Putin started putting together this strategic plan to control the world's uranium, and specifically the United States, because this is how Putin was controlling various places in that were part of the Russian Empire way back. The energy. If any Georgia misbehaved, take away the energy. He wanted to control the uranium in the United States. Hillary Clinton was senator at the time. But imagine their thrill. The Russians were just beside themselves when Hillary became Secretary of State. And so they really started courting the Clintons at that time, the Russians did. You were talking about the $3 million. Would you like for me to tell you about that?
Yes, please.
Okay. Sergei Pogorodnik, a big muckety-muck in the nuclear Russian industry, told my client, Mr. Campbell, that the Russians were going to pay APCO. That's a big lobbying firm here in Washington, and it's full of Democrats, particularly former Clinton people. They were going to pay APCO $3 million, and the APCO was going to do some work for it, but not $3 million worth, that they were going to do a lot of in-kind work for the Clinton Foundation in return. That was the Russians, you know, greasing the palm of the Clintons. So that's the $3 million. But throughout, the Russians were telling my client, oh, this is a shoo-in. We've got the Clintons, you know, on board. Okay. And they even had my client open an office in early 2010. And remember, the CFIUS approval didn't take place until October.
I wanted to bring that up because this CFIUS, as you say, that's a group. They voted unanimously for the uranium deal. And Hillary Clinton is using that in her defense. This whole group said yes, unanimously.
Aha. So if it has to be unanimous, one vote can nix it, right? Okay. And then, so Hillary Clinton, it's without a doubt, got the word to the Russians, you know, we can stop this, so you better be good to us. Now, why else, Stuart, would Bill Clinton have received $500,000 for a 45-minute speech just 4 months before this CFIUS approval? It's above my speaking.
But have you got a clean-cut case of pay to play?
Never have a clean-cut case, because you're not going to find somebody to say, hey, you know, I'm going to give you this and you give me that, and you don't. When you take a case like this to a jury, the jurors decide whether getting $500,000 for a 45-minute speech just 4 months before the CFIUS approval amounts to a pay for play. And by the way, you know who paid the $500,000?
Tell me.
Renaissance Capital. They are a Russian, I didn't even know they had this kind of capitalistic investment firm. And guess what stock they were pushing?
Tell me.
Uranium One.
Okay. Got it. Victoria, thank you very much for joining us this morning.